The latest on the free agent market, including a new employer for a Gold Glove caliber and Gold Glove winning center fielder, and he's not leaving the division by very far, JP.
No, he's not, Matt. He's staying in the division. Kevin Kiermaier, the foremost Purdue Boilermakers fan in Major League Baseball, is in agreement with the Toronto Blue Jays on a contract. Shai Davidi of Sportsnet first to report, still waiting on some of the contractual details, but Kiermaier will stay in the American League East. The Jays wanted to get more left-handed. They wanted to get more athletic in center field. This, to me, conveys very clearly that they believe George Springer's future is going to be in an outfield corner. So likely at the moment, we'll see Kiermaier in center, Springer in right, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. playing left field. Here is what it looks like on the ledger for the Blue Jays from an offensive standpoint. In the outfield bats, at least, it looks like Kiermaier is going to replace what they had been getting from Teoscar Hernandez. Obviously, Teoscar is much more of a power bat. Kevin more of a contact and on-base guy. Tapia, Zimmer, and Bradley all out as well for the Jays. Still some work to do for them, though, because you look at their rotation, they are now minus Ross Stripling. They're very leveraged to see what Kikuchi can do for them in 2023. So I think this Blue Jays team needs to address their pitching. We had heard them mentioned heavily in the Brian Reynolds trade market, but it appears, guys, with the arrival of Kiermaier, the Jays not likely to be the team that lands Brian Reynolds from Pittsburgh this offseason.
Interesting. Now it makes a little more sense of why they traded Teoscar Hernandez, because you got Springer locked up. He's not going anywhere. So clearly they had a plan in place the whole time to be able to put Springer in right field.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by this one, JP, if only for the reason that at the age of 32, I thought that maybe Kevin Kiermaier would cherish the opportunity to get off of turf and onto a grass facility. I know the Dodgers were among the teams that were kicking the tires. There's an obvious Tampa connection there with the front office in L.A., but he wants to stay on turf. And I guess, you know, turf isn't what it was in the 80s when Harold was roaming around on it. I guess it's not a concern for Kevin Kiermaier.
Good point, Matt. And certainly there are some renovations underway right now at Rogers Center. So we would assume that the turf is going to be even friendlier to the knees of players here as time goes forward into the future. But I think you're right. And this, to me, is interesting. We saw, and I love that you mentioned the Dodgers being a fit for Kiermaier in the past, with Bellinger moving on to the Cubs, that Kiermaier would be, I think, a very good fit to be able to roam the beautiful environment of Dodger Stadium. But, as I mentioned, Kevin from the great state of Indiana, so Toronto's a bit closer to home. He has spring training, therefore, in Florida. But I think the Jays, they need to make one more major addition, as I referenced earlier, to keep pace in the American League East. I believe that the Rays will be back again. You know, the Red Sox may be coming back to the pack a little bit. Baltimore, though, is getting better. The Yankees retain Aaron Judge. The Jays have to, I think, not only find a way to take care of the long-term future, which is the extensions for Vlad and Bo, but they have to find a way to augment their 2023 roster. That gap is going to get bigger between themselves and the Yankees.